my dear ones. This is the timeless, near-personal love and spirituality reading for whomever is guided to watch it, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. Take note that the reading can be in the reverse for some of you, and if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for every season that is up, or you can check out the pick a card or near-personal readings on the first page of my channel. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Anna K Tarot. And when I open your deck here, I see the 8 of Cups together with the 8 of Rods. So in this situation, it seems like you have given up on some attempt to create like a happy home or a happy situation with maybe your family, friends, a lover or a partner. And there seems to also be trouble with communication at this point. So it might want to happen, communication, but it's not happening, okay? So it's like when I feel like people want to reach out to each other, but they don't, because they don't want more of, here is someone stomping off, because maybe a third party situation, for example, or some other kind of betrayal. And then, of course, we don't want to talk to that person, even if we might long for them. So I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the 5 of Cups in the reverse with the 8 of Rods in the upright position. So I'm feeling here that you're trying to get over this immediate disappointment before maybe reaching out again. So for a lovers couple, that might mean, for example, to not become friends until it doesn't hurt anymore. For a friendship, it might be that you need to lick your wounds for a while and then you can reach out again. Same when it comes to family members. This can also, of course, be a work-related situation or any kind of situation. But it seems like it's not over with the communication or the relationship totally, or people don't want it to be over. 8, we have had 8 3 times now with 2 different cards. So 8 means it's eternity symbol. It's something that you work on, like a karmic situation that needs to be solved, or something that you as a soul wants to learn. So you go through it again and again and again and again endlessly until the situation isn't so difficult for you anymore because you have turned into an expert. But here it's like we need to take some time to be with ourselves and just lick our wounds. The 5 of Cups, when it comes in reverse, isn't as severe. It doesn't mean that you will be super depressed and cry. It's more like you're taking really good care of yourself. And at this point, you don't want to risk getting hurt more. And you don't want to put yourself in any kind of situation that would jeopardize your emotional stability. So it more seems like you want to avoid feel like that your feelings are getting out of hand, or that you are getting really hurt or even depressed. So you're taking a sane decision to take care of yourself in a better way in this circumstance. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and as we see, the 8 in this shuffling is the significator, and we have the Magician in the reverse, also talking about communication. Magician card is connected to Mercury, the planet Mercury. We have had Mercury retrograde going on, and again, I'm thinking this is a decision that you have made with logic intent, and it's a decision that you have made because you wanted to make this decision to not communicate. So yes, it's a little bit bitter. We saw that in the beginning, but mostly it's a sane decision. Okay. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear viewers. So 10 of Pentacles. So it seems like this situation is going on with someone that have been in your life for a very long time, or are supposed to be in your life. It's just that right now you might need to put some distance between you 2 or 3 or 4, how many you are, I don't know. It can be a family situation, for example, where we can't endure to be with anyone of our family because of something that have happened. But with the Ten of Pentacles, I don't think that this situation is really like ending. And we also having the Lovers here to come and confirm that. The Fool is in reverse, showing that there might not be a new beginning for the people of you that's hoping that you will kind of get out of this situation and meet someone new. King of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, together with Six of Cups, which is the childhood and past life card and nostalgia card. So I think there's some kind of bond between the people in this equation that's going to keep them still having these flowers for each other. So it's like we still love each other even if there was a nasty situation. Okay, someone did something that might have been a little bit not particularly moral. They did something that was... when we are in a society or in a relationship, there's a silent agreement that I will be nice towards you, you will be nice towards me. Every person can't keep that agreement, and some people get hurt about something that other people don't care for. So it can be very hard also to know the exact agreement. One person can be very jealous, the other person isn't particularly jealous, and there can be... one person thinks that this is very important to communicate, you're going to be late or whatever. The other person thinks, well, I don't need you to call me every time you're not coming home the exact right time. You're not my prisoner. So it might be that we have also very different standards, but from my point of view, it looks like this person is knowing exactly what they are doing, don't you think? Okay. So they did something nasty. It might be you did something nasty also. I guess some of you are watching tarot readings too. But mostly I'm thinking you have been ill-treated and you have decided that, yeah, enough is enough. That's the 10th sword for this week and I'm not going to bleed anymore for you. Bye-bye. And you're stomping off like this. And it's good that you can still stomp after this. It seems a little bit messy. So, this very shatty deck. Two of Swords. Yes, the Two of Swords here. So, it's almost like you need to put a lid on your emotion at this time. And you have all this frustrating emotion. And sometimes we can also want to take a person and shake them and make them say, I'm sorry, because... at this stage, I'm feeling that there's a person that doesn't want to take responsibility for their faulty doings. And they can even, when a person is really like they have done something wrong and they are caught, they can actually lash out and kind of make it into your fault. And I'm thinking here, this is actually you and you need to not distract yourself with this. Try to, this is the other person's problem. And the only job you have here is to not let them hurt you anymore. So putting almost like a fence here towards your emotion. It doesn't mean you shouldn't feel them, but try to not go in these kind of loops where you're thinking, this person did this to me. What did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve it? And then there's a feedback system that makes you more anxious and more upset and crying, and it's not necessary, okay? The other person have some kind of moral issue, which they had you suffer for. And you said no to being a future victim to this. And now you don't have to victimize yourself by thinking what you did wrong to deserve this. So very strong posture. It probably takes a little restraint to keep this strong posture. So you might need to, snap out of it and try to be logic and try to not go into those loop of pain. So it's basically, it seems like you're supposed to teach yourself to be more emotionally balanced even when things go wrong or people are not treating you in the best way possible. Okay, so it was done there. I will just tune in for a few seconds to you and your situation. So this is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. And we have the Page of Rods here. So it seems like you had an idea, you had a vision, you were able to see something into the future, something you wanted, something you longed for, something that was worth putting an effort towards getting. So I think this relationship or this situation or this dream you have had a way of really inspiring you. And sometimes when you are very inspired, you are also able to go through a lot of challenges without really giving up on your dream. And sometimes this is very good. And sometimes this is also what causes you to end up in a situation with the Ten of Swords, for example, where you are being backstabbed and manhandled or woman-handled in a way that wouldn't have happened if you were not so inspired. If you didn't feel like, I really want this, I really want to fight for this, then you would have been less tolerant towards any kind of BS or people trying to be nasty towards you. So you would have been less forgiving. But I think this inspiration is also what makes us grow, because when we are so full of hope and full of ideas and dreams for the future, we really are able to go through a lot and therefore also learn a lot from these situations. So, little Page of Wands, and this is in the now, and we have the Hierophant in the reverse. I think you are not as inspired now. Okay, it seems like no, not so inspired. Well, still inspired, but you're stepping into your authority. You don't want to take any more bullshit. I think you're as inspired as you were before. You just have decided to not be anyone's shoe toy or yes, you still have the same ideas of what you want. It's just that no, this enough is enough. Okay, so this is very stubborn posture. It's Taurus, and it comes in the reverse, so it shows that you have decided to not give of yourself to people that you feel are not deserving of it. And this is the future. And we have a Three of Swords. I'm laughing because here it's almost like you're giving someone back for old sex, old time sex. Okay, I think they have hurt you. You can see this again, like with the Ten of Swords. But here you have taken away all their swords, so they can't hurt you anymore. And they're standing here with their rose. And I think you wanted to go to that house. It's the dream can be coming in a shape of a house. So the dream can be wanting a certain kind of job or wanting a relationship, family, children, marriage, things like this. It can also be actually a house or any kind of thing that we dream of. So it come as a house or a castle. And it's about, in dreams, you can dream about wanting to reach a castle or being inside a castle or being inside a house and discover new rooms. It's also a way of expanding your dreams and also finding more of yourself. So enough is enough here. It's neither of the people here in this equation is happy, but this person has taken a decision to de-weaponize this character, and they are not going to be able to hurt them anymore in the name of love. Okay, so this is your past, and we have the Two of Swords here. So I think the whole story that we saw before, when I started shuffle, it kind of showed the way past, something that have happened a little bit earlier than this Two of Swords card. Here is you standing in a strong posture. You have understood that you're supposed to balance yourself enough so that you won't be always victimized for another person's actions and doings. So sometimes a person can act really bad towards you, but they still keep you staying because you don't want to have a fallout. You still want your dream. So you're trying to please this person that's being impossible or even wicked towards you, and you're trying to please them and make them happy and make them not do this nasty thing towards you, and explain to them why it's not a good idea to do this and how it hurts you and so on. But here you're cutting, it's like a scissor cutting away with that and deciding that it's not your problem. You don't have to fix that other person. And if they are not nice when you are together with them, you don't have to be with them. And it's creating a lot of emotions because as children, for example, we don't want mommy and daddy to be angry with us. So if they show a frowny face towards us, we might try different ways to make them happy again, and to maybe go out of ourselves to try to make them happy. So it means trying to be in a way that other people will find pleasing. And here I think you have decided that no, this is not going to happen. We have the Two of Swords, here's the Three of Swords. So I think in this case you have decided, no, I'm not going to let people drag me along and treat me in different ways that triggers me to try even harder and even harder, while they seem to try less and less and being more and more destructive or mean or wicked even. So here is like a logic decision to try to disconnect a little bit from this and keeping your emotional balance regardless what another person do or don't do. So you're still as valuable, you're still as much worthy of love as you were before they did this little bit nasty thing, okay? So, and here we have Death in reversed. So Death in the reverse kind of signals that it's going to be hard for you to totally let go. You probably wanted that. You wanted to cut off the cord and walk away, but it seems like this is a little bit like a higher, it's a higher level of difficulty. Sometimes we can just cut our cords and walk away, and we don't have to fix the situation. It's enough is enough, and I got enough and I walked away. But here you got enough, and you're supposed to stay in emotional balance and not let this person or these people hurt you anymore. But you're not really allowed to, totally toss them away. It's probably because of something that you are supposed to learn from this situation. So here we have a Queen of Pentacles. So this seems like your new situation with yourself, where you are learning to take better care of yourself, or you were learning to take better care of yourself. You also maybe put more effort into your personal life. The friends that was really there for you, or the relatives and family that was there for you, and maybe your partner that was there for you when your family wasn't, and so on. So we're putting effort into the things that's actually fertile and worth our effort. And it might be that we are putting more effort also into hobbies or career, things to fulfill ourselves and find out more about our own value and what we can contribute with, and the things that we can create that might give us a sense of purpose and also give us happiness, because busy hands can also be very happy hands. Okay, so and it's a Queen of Pentacles, so it can be Virgo or Capricorn or Taurus, but it can be any person. It just shows a person that has a lot of talents and a lot of assets, both personal assets, but they can also have been very successful in creating other type of materialistic assets for themselves, and they continue doing so. And here we have Justice. So it seems like a person taking very good care of themselves while they are waiting for justice. So this is Two of Swords. It's Libra, so it's about keeping balance. This is also Libra. So the situation isn't over. You're taking care of yourself, but it's also seemed like you're waiting for some kind of apology, or you're waiting for the divine to kind of give the other person their just desert for what they did towards you. So you have kind of left this in the hands of the divine, but also in the hands of the other person, that if there's going to be a connection again, since you are not allowed to really walk away, if there's going to be a connection again, it needs to be on another agreement. Like this time, there's need to be this agreement that both are going to be like invested in trying to make each other happy and to be sane and moral people, like with high principles of love and consideration. So that's your terms to re-engage, I guess. And next is the Eight of Swords. So this is the whole situation is making you feel stuck with this. You wanted to just cut the cords and move on, is what I'm seeing, but you weren't able to. And this is crippling you a little bit. You might feel like the divine isn't really on your side. They are not helping you. If they were on your side, they would punish the wicked and give you a reward in a new beautiful situation that's even better than the old one. And you could, point your nose at the other person and say, yeah, I told you so. So this, I won and you lost. And it's fine, it's nice, it's totally normal, but it doesn't seem like this is what you're allowed to do. A lot of those things I just said, it comes this need for another person to see their wrongdoings and apologize. It comes a lot from not being able to accept oneself, because you put so much value into how other people treat you that you think that how they treat you is how valuable you are. And this is something you need to work with, to understand that other people can treat you like dirt. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean also that you are dirt. It just means that they can't treat you better at that time in space, or they don't want to, because they have something to gain with treating you badly. So I think this lesson is about you disconnecting from other people's opinion of you and you finding a better opinion of you. So we can see is a wonderful person standing here, beautiful. And when she's looking in the mirror, this is what she sees. So not the best self-image, maybe. So don't crave so much understanding and apologies from others. Start to understand and, apologize to yourself for how you have allowed people to treat you, basically. Okay. And here we have this little Page of Rods. So this fire isn't really burning out either. So it's both that you are not allowed to move on by the divine, death and justice, but it's also maybe with the Page of Rods you don't really want to. And the Eight of Swords, it's just another 8, showing that this is a situation that's not to be fully solved at this. It can't be solved and put to rest. It can't be solved and, completed. It can't be solved and with a closure. It's a continuation, because it's an 8, so it's an eternity symbol. And this is in the now. And here we have the 8 of Pentacles, and it's in the reversed. So at this time, it doesn't seem like this your proudful posture here hasn't made the effect just yet. So the other person is still not cooperating with you, or not trying their best to become a better person and to live up to normal moral standards. Okay. I'm getting a feeling of a person that has a low self-esteem and don't think that they can ever make it. They can't live up to other people's expectations. So they better disappoint them already in the start, from the get-go. So they're not going to have so high hopes or high expectations. So it's someone that has a rather rotten view of themselves. Something has happened. I see childhood here also with this child, where this person have maybe not been valued and maybe been told that they can never be good enough to be loved. So they don't even try. They rather try the opposite. So because they don't want to be disappointed with trying their best, and still you will not be happy with them. And here we have the Devil, and it comes underneath the Death card. So I'm thinking this person is trying to occupy themselves with things that will distract them from this notion that they have that they don't love themselves. So they might do self-destructive things, maybe, being drunk or driving too fast with their car, or doing something reckless or dangerous, or something that is degrading to both their body and their soul. And this is again just a symptom on this, their lack of love for themselves. And their lack of love for themselves, you also felt it. That's why they treated you so badly, because they didn't want you to have high expectations. So they wanted to take you down to their level, rather, to dirty you up, so that you would live here together with them. And you probably had another vision, okay? You saw something else. You stood on this height and you could see the future. You could see how things could be so great and so wonderful and loving and marvelous and inspired. And this person never saw that. They only saw that everything could go to hell. And that's where they wanted to bring you from the get-go. So that they could keep you and be with you there, but they didn't have any expectations of being able to live a happy and peaceful life or anything like that, because they felt like they were doomed already. Okay, and here we have the 7 of Rods, so it's like a little bit of a battle between you two, or 3 or 4, as I said. It can be you and other people, more than one. But this is a battle that's going on, not face to face, but it's more energetical, I would say, that maybe you don't call them on their birthday, or as you always do, but now you have this fallout, so you don't call them. Or it might be that you see them on the street, but you don't wave, or it's something like that, where people are kind of fighting each other, but in a not obvious way. For someone that didn't know what happened, they wouldn't notice what was going on, but for the people involved, it's very noticeable. We know exactly what we are doing, what buttons to push to make the other person feel like, she don't love me anymore, or he don't care, and things like this. So it's a battle going on, and it's a battle where one doesn't want to yield. You don't want to yield to this person's view of how your relationship was supposed to be, and you don't want to accept that anymore. And it's not anything that's strange in any way. It's totally healthy. But this person, they know that by being self-destructive and acting very badly, other people will try to save them and try to save the situation and give them chance after chance after chance after chance. And they haven't given up this kind of approach. So that's what I'm seeing there. And here we have the Page of Cups. So it's kind of just this is what I described, that the person is acting like a little child that's don't want to act good, because then we get more responsibility. They want to act bad so their parents won't have high expectations. And yes, it's a lot of tears I'm feeling with this person. Inside there's a lot of tears. It's a lot of almost feeling like in the throat chakra, like it's this sound, like a person that had cried a lot and are about to stop, or a person that's about to start crying. So they're acting like super tough and reckless and idiotic, but underneath it all, it's a child that's crying. And here are you couldn't care less. So, and you're just waiting it out. You're just waiting it out until they will get it, okay? They will. You like it better when they are vulnerable, because when they are vulnerable, when they break down, they will maybe come to you and say, okay, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do now? And then you can help them. But until then, it's like your hands are tied. You can't really do so much at this point. You can just see while they are like this dog running around biting their own tail. So no improvements, But Two of Swords to the High Priestess, you're keeping it cool, you're keeping it together. And it's the High Priest here together with the High Priestess. So it can be some kind of difficulty between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. But I actually felt like both of these were you, because the other person hasn't really lived up to the spiritual growth kind of chapter, because they are not trying to grow, they are trying to destroy themselves and their surrounding, because they think that life, and their life in particular, is such a hopeless thing, and the world is a hopeless place. So they are genuinely not happy, and they think I can burn my life in both ends, because it doesn't matter anyway. No one loves me. I'm not of use to anyone. I'm useless, worthless, unlovable. I'm an idiot. And they might also act with very posh self-esteem, like inflated, and maybe threatening you with doing dangerous things. So you have to stop them to do those dangerous things. Either it's against you, or a pet, or children, or themselves, or a car, or your house, or whatever. It's like they are always holding a match to everything and seeing if you will react. And they're getting something out of this. We'll try to understand what it is that they're getting out of this. Angel of Balance, Rest and Rejuvenation. So I'm thinking feels like your energy. They want to have what you have. They want to be able to have this peace that you have, and they think you can give it to them, but you can't give it to them. They need to, go and find it within. It's not something you can give, like, here's a cup of balance and, spiritual calmness and rest. You can't give it to them in a cup, but they kind of want to shake you down for it. Okay, you're supposed to fix this for me. You're supposed to see to that I'm not doing stupid things, and you're supposed to make me happy, so I will not feel this pain. Okay, so they have very high expectations of you, and I think they're admiring you a lot with these kind of cards. They want what you have. If they can't have it from you, they want to take it away from you as well. So that's another thing. And we can see it here. Knight of Swords in reverse is the person holding the match to everything. So what will you do if I burn this, or if I burn this, or destroy that? Or so will you end your coolness then? Will you break down? Will you cry? So that's what this person wants. So you can cry in their stead, so they don't have to. And here we have an Ace of Rods. So I think the Ace of Rods has, in combination with the Page of Rods here, and it's not possible for this person to come over to the other side or see what you have seen just yet. They see this very dark image of life. They don't have the same hope. They can't see how easy this would be fixed, because they have never seen what you have seen. Like, I'm always thinking of this Martin Luther King, over the mountaintop. I have gone to the mountaintop. I looked over. I saw. So you're able to see, and they aren't. So that's why they feel so hopeless. And here we have a Knight of Cups. So I'm thinking that there's still a connection here. You're still dreaming of one another. This is like the King of Cups and the Six of Cups that we got when I shuffled the cards. And so even though it's this situation, this almost a little bit like silent war between you, I'm thinking here in the future that's the person is still going to have the same bad outlook, but the emotions, the connection between you, the 8 that doesn't want to go away, it's going to make itself known. And here we have the Hangman in reversed. So with the High Priestess, this is what you're waiting for the other person to snap out of it, to grow, to, be able to see something else than what they have been able to see so far. It's like they're stuck in a certain viewpoint of the world and themselves and you and everything. and you want them to be able to lift their eyes and look a little bit more to the horizon and see that, well, this can be easily fixed. It's almost like a person being deep in debt. They are owing a lot of people a lot of money, okay? So and they can't see an end to it, so they just continue buying stuff and basically stealing things from other people that's providing them with this stuff, but they never pay for it. And they feel like idiots, but they continue with their self-destructive behavior, and they feel like, haha, I can fool you, I can steal your stuff by ordering things and I will never pay for it. So they get something out of that, but they can't sleep very well at night. They are always nervous, they are always, and this self-destructive behavior also goes over like everything, how they take care of their house, how they take care of their kids, how they take care of themselves, what kind of food they eat and everything. So it shows like a big self-loathing. But when a person comes to a certain point where they can ask for help and get this help, maybe from authorities or some other kind of source that can help them to snap out of this behavior and see that they can make a plan, they can actually pay off these bills, they can call their collectors and get a lower interest and all these kind of things. Then they will snap out of it. They will be able to see something else. Then it's just I'm screwed anyway. I can just continue screwing my life over because it's never going to be better. But here they get hope, and when the person gets hope, they also put a little bit effort towards making this what they dream of happen, and it doesn't have to take many years. Maybe even if you're really in deep debt, 5 years and you can be out of it. And this is what you're waiting for the other person to realize that what they see as eternal is something that can be fixed in a very short amount of time compared to how long the problem have been put in place. So, and it's 12, 13, and this silent war between you. So it's both universe and you are waiting for this other person to break and to say, okay, I need help, and maybe asking the divine for help and getting help and being able to see the light in the end of the tunnel. Okay. So, and here we have the Tower in the reverse, comes underneath the Eight of Swords and the High Priestess. So I don't think you will come with much help, okay? Because you require this person to be a grown-up. If they come to you and with some kind of whining thingy, I think you won't be able to, you're not going to help them, basically. Maybe that's what they need. You know, they don't need you to give them 10,000 chances and then one more. They actually need to understand that they are on the rock bottom and they need to help themselves out of that. And that will strengthen this person enormously. And maybe they can grow. This is a queen. This is a little baby. Maybe they can grow out of the baby state. They need help. But I think that you say that they don't need it from you. Yeah, enough is enough. So if that's the case, I don't know exactly why the divine is showing you this, but I guess it's a point to it. You are not going to give them help as long as they are babies, okay? When they have proven that they are able to take more responsibility, maybe paying back their debt to you, you know, just this 11, 12, 13, there's a little triangle here between you and the other person and the silent war between you two. So when they have come to a certain level, maybe then you will help them. But now, if they come, you would gladly, you know, push them over and down into the dirt again. It wouldn't be a problem for you at all. I will see if we can get some more out of the Tower there in the reversed. Third chakra, Archangel Shamiel. Yeah, you want them to use their own solar plexus, like their own willpower to fix it, instead of being this helpless baby, being self-destructive and waiting for someone else to come and save them. So you want them to be able to realize that they have their own power. They don't have to live on other people's power. They can use this own power and get themselves out of trouble. So I hope this was helpful for you. And I love you guys, and I love making readings for you. YouTube isn't promoting my videos as they used to, however, so they are recommending my content 60% less than last year due to some algorithms changing. But when they show my videos to you, you still click the videos in the same rate, so I don't know exactly what's the problem here. And I need some help to overbridge this inconvenience, and you can help me by watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also click my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. That is keeping my revenue up so that I can still free up time to make content for you on this channel. And I'm super grateful and thank you so much in advance. I love you. You are wonderful and loving viewers. So my comments that I'm getting is totally wonderful. If you need more information or clues after you have listened to this reading though, you can turn to the love readings for Aries season that is up, or the pick a card readings and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. I will keep sprinkle these near personal readings throughout the month. I might do pick card readings as well if I'm having a lot of time and feeling very strong. And I will come back also with the love readings for Taurus season in the end of March. So until next time, take really good care and bye bye.